Smartphones these days are like 50% computer, 50% camera, and the camera has been a more and more increasingly important part of every smartphone. But what if we just went all the way? What if it was just all camera that happens to have a phone attached to it? So this is a Leica camera, but now this is the Xiaomi 17 Ultra Leica edition. Everything about this just kind of screams, I'm really trying to buy a camera, and then the rest of the smartphone is kind of secondary to that. And it starts all the way from the unboxing. So from the jump, they make it very clear that this is a Leica edition with their heavy use of that logo. You get the phone in the box, of course, but just to lean all the way into the camera feel, you also get this custom case with MagSafe magnets built in, which also has a Leica logo on it. And you will also get an aluminum lens cap that works with this case, which obviously also says Leica even bigger on it. And it comes with this really soft, extremely high quality microfiber cleaning cloth for keeping those lenses clean, and a wrist strap that can attach to the corner of the case like a camera lanyard. This accessories package alone probably costs $50-$60 just based on how nice they are. Now, you probably remember the Xiaomi 17 Pro and Pro Max from last year, which pretty clearly took after the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max as far as design. But this 17 Ultra, not so much. This camera kind of looks a little different and is pretty sweet, actually. I've got this cream colorway here, but there's actually a kind of a two-tone look. The bottom 2/3 of the phone or camera has a slight texture, where the top third is just smooth. The buttons are super clicky, and I kind of love the circular volume buttons with the plus and minus on them. Kind of a throwback to like the 2010s with the iPhone 4 days. But again, this is a camera more than it is a smartphone, so all of the branding on the back, of course, is horizontal. And if you've been paying any attention to the branding, you've probably also noticed it says Leica on this phone more than it says Xiaomi. The Xiaomi text on the back here is one time, but there's the Leica logo up here in the corner. It also says Leica on the camera plateau itself, and turn it sideways and you'll see it says Leica Camera Germany on the side of the phone, right above this sweet knurled texture for better grip. And to top it all off, the big camera plateau sits in a circle surrounded by a metal ring with more texture for grip, and that ring actually moves. So we'll get to that in a second. Really the only thing missing, and I'm kind of shocked it is like just a dedicated camera shutter button in that normal spot on the side for taking pictures in landscape mode. But you know, if it's really all about these cameras, then let's just get right to them. So it's a triple camera setup on the back here. Main camera, ultra wide, and a telephoto, and each one kind of has its own little magic to it. The main camera is a massive 1-inch sensor. It's 50 megapixels, it's at f1.67, and it's absolutely gigantic. The ultra wide is a good sensor too. It's a nice wide 14 millimeter lens, 50 megapixels at f2.2. And then there's the zoom, which is a 200 megapixel sensor, but more importantly, it's also a real variable focal length zoom. So it'll zoom in and out smoothly from a 75 millimeter equivalent to a 100 millimeter equivalent, from f2.39 to f2.96. So there is a lot going on here. Now, you know what's really interesting now that I've been shooting with this camera is I wouldn't crown it necessarily the absolute best set of smartphone cameras, like quality-wise. It's still really good. It's very high up there, but it's not necessarily like the absolute best. It's got some flaws. It's not super clinical. But I would still crown it the best overall, like most fun smartphone camera shooting experience that I've ever had. And you know, when I first got this phone, I was a little nervous. It was, you know, covered in Leica logos, and I feel like this was primed to disappoint me. Like I would figure out it's just really a branding exercise from the Leica licensing department. But this has turned out to be a much more thoughtful execution than I was expecting. This camera app and the experience taking photos is just fun. It's a lot of fun, which is what you want out of a camera. So if you're just pointing and shooting like a normal smartphone camera, you'll have a great time. It's got reliable, quick autofocus. That big sensor gives you a lot of detail and a nice shallow depth of field. Images look great. It still does the classic Xiaomi brightening of skin tones, but that's not shocking at this point either. I also shot most of my Tesla Model Y performance review on the autofocus channel with this phone in video mode, and it looks great. It's so easy to just point and shoot and get good looking 8K video out of this phone without even batting an eye. The microphones aren't as great, but I used an external mic with that video, which solved it instantly. So go watch that over there and subscribe if you're into car videos. But then beyond just the normal point and shoot, there's so many camera features. So I'll give you some of my highlights. So the ultra wide, like I mentioned, is actually very wide. It's a 14 millimeter equivalent, and it's actually decent quality, which makes it very usable. So that's really good. The variable zoom is pretty smooth and actually works. It's a 75